This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million. He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
I just finished traveling Southeast Asia for 41 days, and I usually always get sick when I travel, and quite frankly, eating is difficult for me. It's hard to find a restaurant, and I'm spoiled in Austin with my personal chef. Well, I took these little packets with me this time, 30 of them, in my carry-on suitcase. They kept me totally healthy with 11 different secret ingredients. You can see them at nathanlatka.com/juice. I'll tell you more later on in the show. That's nathanlatka.com/juice. Nathan Latka here. This is episode 619, and coming up tomorrow morning, you'll learn from Pep Leha in episode 620. He's a father of two and 36 years old, and his company Conversion XL is doing $200,000 per month with 3 products, including a live masterclass, an agency, and a self-serve model. Good morning, everybody. Nathan Latka here, and our guest this morning is Paul Traffett. He is currently the CEO and co-founder of Smartbeat, which is what we'll focus on today. Before that, he was a senior business analyst at National Australia Bank and a senior project lead at Sign IQ. Paul, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah. Hi, Nathan. Nice. Thanks for having us.
Great. Thanks for coming on. Tell us, what does Smartbeat do, and what's your business model? How do you make money?
Smartbeat is about helping small businesses to navigate the complex omni-channel marketing escape, I guess, and we're really about simplifying that whole environment down so that small business owners can actually get some value out of it. They don't have the time or money to sort of understand all those different tools, and all they're getting from what's out there at the moment is graphs and charts and statistics, and it doesn't really do anything for them. So we turn all of that into real solid actions and measure what they're doing and let them know what's working and show them real return on investment on their marketing spend.
Okay, so give me an example of this, a real example of a paying customer. Jim's Café, for instance, he's got lots of customers that sort of ebb and flow through his business. He doesn't know all those customers. Some customers come in and they're really vocal, and he probably knows 100 of those people, and they're out there talking about him. But there's lots of customers in his business that probably think he's doing a really great job, but don't really talk about him or don't, they're not quite as vocal, and he doesn't really know their names. So we're giving him some technology that helps him to really start to make a connection with those people. So it's about using the people that are already in your business. So it's like Kevin Kelly's, 1,000 True Fans philosophy. It's we want to turn customers from passers-by to customers to loyal customers to raving fans. So is this just, Paul, is this just for retail or brick and mortar locations?
At the moment, we're focusing on hospitality and bricks and mortar retail, but the principles of what we're doing apply to any business, whether it's online or offline.
Okay.
But we just see that there's a gap at the moment with those bricks and mortar retailers.
So what are you doing now? You say you want to make Jim smarter, the cafe owner. Are you tying into his POS system? I mean, give me a specific example of something, a recommendation you're going to tell him that helps him with his business.
Yeah, sure. So let's say, Jane comes into his cafe, and she comes in at 2 or 3 times a week, but he doesn't really know her name or whatever. So we might use Facebook marketing or point of sale in the store to encourage Jane to say log on to the Wi-Fi, because there's a free offer if she logs on to the Wi-Fi. When she logs on to the Wi-Fi, she'll do that via social media, be that Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and make that connection. And for doing that and providing that bit of information about herself, an email address or whatever it is, we might give her a coupon to get a free coffee, or maybe a coffee with her if she buys a cake or something like that. So she's going to make that first connection. Then, the cafe owner's got that information about her. He's got that email, he's got that connection, and he's able to start that conversation. And it's really about, nurturing those customers, like I say, through that life cycle of just being a passerby or being a customer that comes in every now and then that you don't know their name, through to really kind of giving them some value. and that customer then becomes a little bit more engaged. And once they're more engaged, you can continue that conversation with them through social media or through offers or
so Paul,
loyalty programs. Things like that.
So Paul, is Smartbeat installing the Wi-Fi connection in retail locations, and that's your way to get data on customers, which the owner like Jim can then use?
Yeah, Wi-Fi is one part of the technology that we have. So we provide the business owner with a drop ship little device. They just plug it in the wall. It sorts itself out and configures itself, and then they've got this ability to run these different Wi-Fi campaigns. But one of the things that we've got different is we don't just use Wi-Fi. We use lots of different technology, and we plug it all together for the business owner.
What are some of the other ones?
Works. Okay, so from social media to Google Analytics to
what does that mean? What does that mean, though? I don't understand what that means when you say social media.
So let's say, for instance, we're using audiences in social media, and we're trying to reach out to people that are like a specific thing. So let's say your cafe's got a certain theme, or you're running a certain product promotion that week. We're going to start to target that audience within social media using say Facebook's audiences tool. So we start to reach out to them. Those people that click through to that post or that content, that inbound content, we can put them into a bucket, and when they come into the store and they log into the Wi-Fi, we can connect them back to that post that they've actually seen outside of the store.
So what is what's your business model? How are you generating revenue?
So we're a SaaS platform with a subscription. So for our retail customers, we do it's $99 a month. It's $250 to start. So that gives you the device and sets up the account, and then it's $99 a month, and that gives you access to our core 4 services, which are Wi-Fi, presence analytics, social media, and our patent pending new Wi-Fi technology called Smart First Contact.
Uh-huh. And how many customers are you working with currently?
At the moment, we've only got 5. Where we've literally just launched our beta. We've been working. We've had a Wi-Fi company for about 3 years. We started out and built a social integrated Wi-Fi business about 3 years ago, and we had quite a few customers on that. But Todd and I realised, my business partner Todd Sainsbury, we kind of realised that there was a bigger picture for small business. There's a lot of big players in the Wi-Fi space.
How much revenue? How much revenue did your Wi-Fi business do in 2016?
2016, about $20,000.
Okay, so it was just too small. It wasn't big enough. So you said we have to pivot.
Nah. And like I say, there's so many big players in that space. And when you look at presence analytics, which is mobile phone tracking, I guess, there's probably 60 companies in the valley doing that. And there's marketing tools. But like I said, we kind of just realised that for small business, those tools are just inaccessible because they're too hard for them to use, and they're too hard for them to understand and actually apply the information they're getting. So we realized where the gap was, hey, let's bring all this data together and let's make it actionable. So we created an action-based platform, really.
And so, Paul, where are you? Is this self-funded, or have you raised capital?
We raised $250,000 in Little Western Australia, which is
pretty good.
Might not be a big amount for others, but yeah, it's pretty good for where we are.
Was that an angel round? Was it an equity round or convertible note?
It was a seed investor, so private investor.
Was it a convertible note though, or was it a priced equity round?
No, it was equity with a part loan.
Okay, and how did you come up with the valuation? Because you obviously were pre-revenue.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So we when we first started out, we actually won an innovation fund from a local government.
How much?
They gave $20,000.
Okay.
To help some small businesses in their area, and they sort of really believed in our vision. And off the back of that, we were approached by a guy called Brian Smithies from a company called Old Trinium over here. He kind of helps, I guess, startups and entrepreneurs, and he's a growth guy. He's done some massive mergers and acquisitions and things like that. So he basically come on board and said, look, I'll help you find this bit of seed funding that you need to actually go out and build this platform. In time, yeah, he sweat equity, basically. He took some sweat equity to go out and find us the money. So, yeah, after about sort of 6 months of searching around, we were able to find Ruth Murdoch, who came in and She's a Perth-based businesswoman.
Great.
She put some money in, and that was about 9 months ago, and we're sort of at the point now where we're ready to start onboarding customers. So
Paul,
we're sort of pretty happy that
when did you launch the business? What was year one?
Year one was 2015. I think we've been going for 18 months
and
now.
How many team members are you at?
6 at the moment.
Okay, all based in Australia?
Yeah.
Awesome. And how are you finding your first few customers? Where are you finding them? How are you getting them?
We've been talking to people from the outset. We're kind of obviously trying to get that product market fit and really kind of finding out if we're on the right track with what we're doing. So we've had a big list of customers that are just waiting for us to press the button. They've sort of gone, look, if you can do this for us, it'd be awesome.
How did you build that list?
Just going out and talking to people, networking. We were going to different networking events. Todd and I just found as soon as we got out of the building and just went and spoke to people, even at startup. I mean, the startup scene in Perth at the moment in Australia is just going crazy. Even going to startup events where our actual target customer wasn't even there, and talking to people, they were going, oh, wow, that's a really awesome idea. I know someone. You should talk to this person. You should talk to this person. So it was just kind of a little bit sort of offline viral, if you know what I mean.
So guys, I'm so glad to be back in Austin. I just got back from a major tour of Southeast Asia. Went to Sydney, Bangkok, Bali, and Japan. And, I always get sick when I travel. And this particular trip, my gosh, 15 different airports, 20 different hotels. I mean, imagine flushing in airport bathrooms. I was worried about germs and getting all the nutrition I need. I mean, finding a restaurant in Japan, difficult because nothing's in English. So it's hard enough to figure out the train system. But my point is, I had a guy named Drew Canoli on the show who said, Nathan, if you're concerned about that, take these little green packets with you. You just mix them once per day with water. They'll keep you super healthy. You get all your nutrients, and they'll keep you from getting sick. So I took them, and guys, they worked unbelievably well. I got no sickness, just mixed them with water once per day. They didn't make my water bottles all sticky. That's like nice. A lot of these mixers, they make them sticky. It was very clean and smooth. Took them once per day, never got sick. So they've got 11 superfoods, and they're perfect if you're not traveling, but you're just on the go from your office to work. So you can check them out at nathanlatka.com/juice. That's nathanlatka.com/juice. So let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Okay, I'm going to say 2. Sorry, 1, Start With Why with Simon Sinek, and also the Startup Owner's Manual from Steve Blank, which is a crazy book.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying currently?
Gary Vee.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like Acuity Scheduling?
Yeah, it's got to be HubSpot. It's a really amazing piece of kit.
Number 4, yes or no, do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
No.
And what's your situation? Married, single, do you have kids?
Married with a 2-year-old.
Okay, so just 1 kid. And how old are you?
I'm 37.
All right, last question, Paul. Take us back 17 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Yeah, I wish I knew that smartphones were coming. Because I think revolutionized what we do. And I would have had some amazing ideas back then that
Well, Top Tribe, there you have it. Paul wishes he knew smartphones were coming to really get ahead of the curve back when he was 20 years old. Now he's focused on, again, Smartbeat. They raised $250,000 from some local folks in Australia. Big deal down there on a priced equity round. Again, now up to 6 people. They got their first 5 paying customers, paying on average $99 a month, using things like Wi-Fi and other data connection and data sources to help folks like Jim, the cafe owner, understand his customers better. Paul, thank you for taking us to the top.
No, thank you, Nathan. Really appreciate it.
If you enjoyed Paul today, go back and listen to Rye Walker yesterday. His company, Astronomer.io, is 2 years old and just hit $60,000 in monthly recurring revenue. They raised $2 million helping companies make more sense of their data. It would mean the world to me if you guys got any value from this episode, if you would go leave a review on iTunes right now and then subscribe. You know, I hustle like heck to get these episodes out every freaking day for you guys. And trust me, I love it. I would do it with no listeners, but boy, oh boy, it makes my day and it makes my team's day when we see great reviews and get your feedback. So thanks so much.
Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan.